Give me 5 things that if you were starting with a new patient, for instance, and you saw they were a mess, they were eating junk, what would you tell them to do? Can you do that? I know that's a great question.
No. That's an excellent question. We can think in terms of 5 things to do, not 20 and 30 things to do. So here's an example. Probably the number 1 thing is remove sodas from your diet. The average American drinks 8 sodas a day. Now, I don't drink any sodas. My wife doesn't drink any sodas. Someone's drinking our sodas. So it's time to turn off the soda spigot because that's just liquid death. So let's just say no to that. Thing number 2, and this goes back to some of the things you were doing with the water filtration system that you were offering, and that is this. Your body is made mostly of water. On average, about 70% water. Some organs will contain more water than other organs. If you want to change the quality of your life, you have to change the quality of your water. And most people don't drink either A, enough water, or B, a good quality water. Mm-hmm. And there's 2 conditions to look out for here. One is actual dehydration, but another condition that's just as harmful, though more insidious, is underhydration. When you're optimally hydrated, you perform in sports better, you perform in school, doing testing better, you have more energy throughout the day, less chance of illness, and on top of that, sexually you can perform when you have enough water into your system. So those are the first 2 things. The third thing I would do is you have to start putting more fiber in your diet. Most people don't get enough fiber, and fiber is the broom that keeps the surface of the intestines clean. We mentioned yesterday in the program that your inside lining of the gut tube is an absorptive surface. If it's dirty, just like your car filter being dirty, an oil filter being dirty, your home ventilation and air conditioner system having a dirty filter, it's not going to perform. So that's number 3. Number 4, and this is going to sound weird, but you have to look at the whole person. You can't just treat the signs and symptoms. So this idea of, do you have unforgiveness in your heart? Do you have bitterness in your heart? Have you opened the doors in some way, either knowingly or unknowingly, that has allowed things to come in and oppress you in the form of demonic entities or in the form of let's say, thoughts that are reoccurring that are causing a decrease in your chemical composition, not an increase in your chemical composition. So for some of us, we have to release bitterness. We have to release anger and unforgiveness. And our healing will show. Our healing's right on the other side of that, but we have to be willing to humble ourselves to the point where we can receive that healing. Right now, that unforgiveness is keeping that healing from coming into our bodies or into our spirits or into our minds. And then the last thing, and this is going to sound really weird, but you have to be excited about your own health. If you're not excited about your own health, if you're not willing to do for you, you can't expect other people to drop their life and live for you. There's actually a saying, you know, when you know you're codependent, when you die, you see somebody else's life pass in front of your eyes. And that's because you're such a caretaker for the person who isn't willing to do for themselves that you're filling in the gap, but then you're neglecting your own health as well.
Yeah.
So when you take care of yourself, you have the best capacity to fulfill God's purposes and plans for you in reaching a world that desperately needs Jesus.
Amen.
Wow.
That's powerful.
Oh.
Powerful.